Directed by Benoit Delhomme, A Mother's Instinct, the movie, came out last year in 2024 and is also based off a novel by Barbara Noel. Great film starring Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway. Let's get into this. What is up, everyone? Thank you so much for joining me again for another review. So we're talking about A Mother's Instinct, and I will say Jessica Chastain, who plays Alice in the movie, and Anne Hathaway, who plays Celine in the movie, they did a bang-up job, okay? I'm talking a bang-up job, especially Anne Hathaway with her just psychotic, just delirious and delusional nature. It was an amazing film to see. I did not expect this movie to be as good as it was, and I didn't expect to enjoy it as much as I did. With I have my issues with it, but I did not expect to be at the edge of my seat with this movie as much as I was. So as I was saying, Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway do a great job. Anne Hathaway's character, Celine, she experiences a devastating loss by her son because he was up on a ledge on a roof with Alice's son, who is played by Jessica Chastain, and he falls to his death, and Celine is just distraught. I mean, beyond distraught. If you lose a child, hello, that is debilitating. I couldn't even imagine and fathom how that would feel. Anders Danielson Lee, who plays Simon, who is Alice's husband, and you have Josh Charles, who plays Damien, who is Celine's husband. These two guys did a great job in their roles as well, because they both were kind of just like, yo, what in the hell? Like, Damien is over here just drinking his life away because he lost his son and he blames everybody else, and Simon's over here like, babe, we have to be there for our friends, and I don't know what happened and how that happened, but we have to be there for our friends. And throughout the film, you kind of get the sense that Celine is blaming Alice for what happened because she could have maybe gotten there in time to maybe save her son. Because there's an instance later on in the film where something happens with Alice's son, Theo, and he's doing the same thing as Celine's son, standing there on the ledge, and she makes it through the brushes that she said she couldn't make it through in record time, and she got over there and she was there ready to catch her own son. But Celine realized that and, sat there and was just like, damn, like, you made it here in no time because it's your own son. But what about my son? Like, you couldn't have made it there in time for my own son, So it is a very interesting film because it makes you think that Celine is just absolutely crazy and she's just trying to take Alice's son from her. And it's just this batshit crazy thing about two friends who become enemies or somebody's jealous of somebody else, which in the beginning of the film, you see that Alice is a little bit more hard and stern with her own son, as opposed to Celine being so much more loving and endearing and welcoming to her son. So Theo wants his mom to be more loving and caring and a little bit laid back than she actually is. So Theo leans a little bit more on Celine's character, and it's just such an amazing movie because you see the human psyche at work, because Alice thinks that Celine's doing this, that, and the third to try and take her son away from her, and she goes to crazy lengths, breaking into her house and everything, and you're just like, whoa, hold on, maybe Celine's not the one crazy here, maybe it's Alice. Then we get to the end of the film. It's crazy, folks, it's crazy. This movie took a twist and turn that you were already kind of thinking about, but the movie kind of misdirected you to make you think, well, maybe not. So Eamon Patrick O'Connell plays the young Theo, and I will say he did a great job too, especially being that like scared little kid with his own mom, but with like the other lady who his best friend's mom was. He's a little bit more open and wants to hang out with her and wants to see her and wants to be around her. So you as a parent are like, yo, what is happening here, dog? Like, what are you doing? Like that this film kind of put you in a perspective of like, what is actually happening, and you kind of side with both people at one point in time in the movie, because if you lost someone, especially a child, you would be all over the place. If you were the person that was in charge of watching your friend's child and then your friend lost a child, but you think that your friend is blaming you, then you would be on edge and you would be thinking all these other things, and you would think that your friend is trying to steal your own child. So again, this movie is just crazy good because it just paints different pictures for you and puts you in a position to be like, not who do I side with, but like who is right here, like who's actually right and who's wrong and who's actually doing the wrong thing here. And by the end of the film, as I was saying earlier but didn't really touch too much on, we see exactly who's doing the wrong thing here, because there's a person that causes the death of a lot of people. And well, Jesus. It's crazy. It is absolutely crazy what happens in this movie. And it all parrots back to the human mind and struggling to deal with loss and struggling to deal with the fact of this is my reality now. How do I move on? We'll say Jessica Chastain and Anne Hathaway together are phenomenal. They did a great job with this movie, and they did a great job portraying their respective characters. Jessica Chastain with Alice, thinking that your friend is trying to steal your own son and you're going to batshit crazy lengths talking to your husband and your husband's not listening to you. It's insane. Like, how would you feel if you tried to talk to somebody about, like, yo, I'm not crazy, this person's trying to do this, but your husband is siding with them? And then you have the flip side of that, which is Anne Hathaway's character, Celine. She's dealing with severe loss. And her husband's just drinking and drinking and drinking and drinking and not giving a crap. How would you would go crazy too. But with how one of them acts and with how one of them chooses to do things, it's, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. What you did to your own husband and what you did to your friend, and it's just wild. Like, you will be dumbfounded at what happens throughout the film. And the title is pretty good too, because it just makes you think like a mother's instinct. Like, at you as a mother, what would be your instinct? Your instinct, in Alice's case, when her son was the one that was standing on the ledge, the same ledge that his best friend, jumped off of and died. Her instinct was instantly get through these brushes. I don't care if I get scratched up. I don't care if I get scraped. I don't care if I bleed. I need to get through here. I need to rush and get to my son. And she did in record time. Your instincts. But if it's not your own child, your instincts aren't going to kick in right away. And that is something about this film that I didn't really realize the first time I was watching it, or while I was watching it the first time, I didn't truly realize at first, but by the end of the film, I realized, like, a mother's instinct, it's like, yo, your maternal instincts kick in. And it should kick in no matter if it's your child or not. So I'm curious, what did you guys think about A Mother's Instinct? Or if you watched it. If you didn't watch it, let me know when you do watch it, and we can discuss it. Discuss it down below. Leave your thoughts down below. And let's talk about it, man, because this movie was very interesting to me and very balls to the wall for me when it came to the latter half of the movie. You know the drill. Subscribe to the channel, hit that bell next to it, and leave a comment down below. Thanks again for watching, guys. Until the next one.